Hello, everyone. My name is Giuliana Raffagelli, and I'm going to introduce a synthesis of the results of evaluation regarding our transnational European course Adults Learning for Intergenerational Creative Experiences. Prior to go on the evaluation results, let me recall our project strategies and main idea for which we are working together. Our project started from a very clear intention of understanding intergenerational learning, considering it as a twofold purpose and a process that improve the dialogue among generations through civic participation in common social and institutional spaces that are not necessarily formal learning spaces. So here there is an important challenge that we will talking about later on. And this type of learning, intergenerational learning, enacts informal learning towards the achievement of key competences for lifelong learning. Till here, we are not saying new things. There are a lot of projects and activities that are working on the issue of intergenerational learning and family learning. But our proposal regarding the challenge of implementing, as I said, this very informal type of learning. And we thought that creative languages could be the base, a support to enact, to enable adults and children to collaborate and working together. So the project would implement a toolkit based on creative languages like music, painting, theater, digital storytelling, engaging other people in telling their stories, children's literature, and also new languages like social media and video games. So as I said, these would be creative languages supporting the relationship, the adult-children interplay during creative experiences. And well, in order to expand this idea, we thought that um, going beyond our own efforts and possibilities of implementing the big idea, it would be interesting to engage very experienced trainers that would share the approach, bringing their own views on it. And then these trainers could implement the testing phase together with a consortium, the partners. So the first part of our approach was implementing this train the trainers. And this is very important because the trainers would be, in our view, scaffolders of generational dialogue, more than formal traditional trainers, going beyond formal spaces, as I said at the beginning. And well, we took 6 months, 7 months to implement this complex process. As you can see, we are now well in the middle. We are working on one of the creative languages, children literature, because the idea was to start from the project strategies and the policy context to explore the several creative languages, music by the Mosaic Art and Sound, digital storytelling by the SEED Association, children's literature by Fondazione Nazionale Carlo Collodi. And after our winter holidays, we will work with games and social media with the Technical University of Crete. And then we will go further, giving the trainers more and more floor to create and to participate with an unit which regards learning design and the planning of sessions. We have done some exercises, but in this unit you will produce a little project of sessions. And then we expect to present these results in a transnational meeting in Crete. And uh, we will implement the project work, if possible, in the form of adults learning pilot programs or local implementation of activities with the participation of adults. So, due to the fact that we have been working together 3 months and we are having very good results and feedback from you, we consider it important to share with the trainers the results of this ongoing activity uh, in, in the form of a synthesis of mm, the the data collected through the questionnaires we are delivering at the end of every learning unit. Our idea is that, I mean, we are very satisfied with the effort we are doing, but how can we say that something is good if we do not adopt a set of instruments? And of course, these instruments are based on our pedagogical values. And one of these values is that every learner must be supported to understand their own achievements. But we implement two important dimensions of evaluation, which are learner satisfaction through the questionnaires on the feedback, uh, quality feedback, and learning effectiveness beyond the activities I said the e-tutors, the education coordinators implement, that are quizzes, assignments, the observation of your participation in online forums. But we focus on the self-assessment of competencies, and this is very important, as you will see. So now we are sharing the results of these two instruments. So as you know, we are working on the basis of a training framework, the um, ELAB framework, which is divided into 4 phases: information, led, assessment, and personalization. And as you have seen, the educational environment and the training activities are organized accordingly. Also, learner satisfaction are measured and studied, taking into account these 4 phases. I go further. So let's start by the information phase. We have divided the information phase into 3 areas of evaluation: information clearness, appropriateness, and interest. And what we can see is that, well, we are adopt a Likert scale, and what we can see is that at the beginning there was a little disagreement, but the results are very good in the second and third module. Um, the whole group is positioned in the rather agreement and strong agreement regarding the clearness, appropriatedness, and interest of the information and resources provided. Regarding assessment and personalization, we have the same results. As we can see, they are considered clear, appropriated, and interesting. There was little disagreement at the beginning. Probably the people that disagreed has left the course, because we have seen that there is a little dropout. So we have lost nearly 8, 9 trainers of 40. So sharing some impressions, what we have is that the theoretical activities and resources in the first part were not so well received as the creative languages. So learners enjoyed most hands-on activities proposed during the creative languages. We expected this, and all the resources are appropriated and interesting. And one important thing that we would like to underline is that um, it is still difficult to work on the development of skills. You are able of working on concepts, but of course the e-learning delivery makes difficult to work on skills, and this will probably improve during the last phase of focusing on the own creative language, the language you will select to your design, and we will work on the support of this activity. This is very important. Some trainers are collecting their impressions and best works on social media and internal blogs, but we expect that this trend will grow up, in the sense that we will be very interesting to make visible all your ideas and good practices in images, videos, and multimedia, and all the things that you can collect during your creative process. Let's pass now to learning effectiveness, which we consider it is based on a set of competencies for pedagogical innovation. Every education coordinator defined the set of knowledges and skills relating to the competence that you are supposed to achieve at the end of a learning unit. And the threshold of mastery is as follows: being informed, which is generally presented with the statements like "I generally know about"; being prepared, with a statement like "I know and understand in some detail"; being ready, which is introduced with a statement like "I know and understand and I feel ready to pass to action"; and being creative. Not only I could pass to action, I could make an original proposal. So our assumption is that the more the participant becomes competent, the more she will be able of adopting the project's approach. So let's see what happened with the first learning unit 1, adult self-educators, where the set of competences of knowledges and skills were knowledge about the policy context and the project strategies, knowledge about the importance of reflexive parenting, knowledge of main tools to generate intergenerational learning environments. And what we had is that most learners feel ready and creative. This is very satisfying for us because you are prompt to pass to action in all areas of the competence. So the knowledge about the policy context, as said prior, the knowledge about tools and to create intergenerational learning environments, and reflective parenting. Knowledge seems to be achieved all within the course, as you can see. In light blue, red, and orange, we have all the activities undertaken within the course, like course content interactions, e-tutor interactions, and peers interactions, whereas less than the 30% is learned or based in prior learning activities or self-guided activities. So a good part of your learning is due to the activities within the course. Regarding the learning unit 2, creative language music in adult child interplay, the set of or areas of the competence are knowledge about the value of music as creative language in adult-child interplay, knowledge about singing as strategy for learning, and knowledge of main tools to generate educational experiences with and through the music. Let's see what's happened. And what we have is that again, this is very satisfying because a good 70% of people is ready, at least ready and creative regarding the adoption of music. And here is where we see there were some difficulties, for example, in use of songs, which require prior skills and knowledge. And here is where people believe that is prepare but less ready or creative. And here again, knowledge and skills regard the activity within the course. This is explained in at least 60% of cases. In the case of the third learning unit, the creative language digital storytelling for intergenerational narratives, uh, the, the areas of the competence are knowledge on the concept of digital storytelling and its application for intergenerational learning, knowledge and skills to design and implement digital storytelling in intergenerational projects. Yes, in this learning unit, the component of skills, of practical skills was very important, and I know the workload was very intense, as some of your comments tell us. Another area of the competence is the skills to organize activities, to share and disseminate the output of an intergenerational digital storytelling experience. And last, the awareness on the potential of digital storytelling for intergenerational dialogue purposes. What we have here is that regarding the knowledge, let's say, the first part, the knowledge regarding the creative language, the result was really good with almost all the competence regarding being creative and being ready rather than informed or prepared. And also with the digital storytelling as creative language in general. I mean, in implementing digital storytelling in a project of intergenerational learning. And the difficulties seem to have been in the part regarding the skills to develop a digital storytelling video, the adoption of the software and the concrete activities and skills to develop digital storytelling. And again, here the knowledge and skills are based on activities within the course. In this case, prior skills were a little bit, but really a little bit more important than in other learning units. So this is all for now because we didn't analyze activities for learning unit 4, which is ongoing. We will present, of course, the results. And reflecting about the learning effectiveness part of the evaluation, we see that the results seem to indicate that the participants are deepening on areas of knowledge that could have influence in their pedagogical practices, because your responses to the questionnaire show that the activities in some extent are new and bring some new and fresh ideas to your activity, professional activity. And all learners are currently engaged not only in reflecting but producing draft resources that could become a consistent piece of, of their future plans of action in the field. So this is very important. The program is intensive and the good levels of qualified participation allow us to consider that the motivation is really high. The last thing to say is that this motivation is for sure the fuel for commitment and study, personal study, and the drive, which is the driving force for a creative activity from your part in developing learning activities with adults. But of course, during the 6th learning unit and 7th learning unit, a lot of coaching, both from your national education coordinators and from the experts in every creative language, will be for sure will be given to the trainers in order to support the development of skills, specific skills that will be necessary for the implementation of adults learning pilot programs, or at least for the development of a plan of action. So this is all for now. We all thank the great effort you are doing and you are putting in this activity, and most of all, we hope you are enjoying this learning experience.